You're watching the Chiefs Report here by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, ready and eager to answer all of your questions. So welcome in. We'll get your questions on screen and answer as many of them as we possibly can here on the show. Okay, Rich King, sign Suh and Clowney, then our D-line and pass rush is good. That'd be nice. Suh and Clowney would be lit. Suh is still a really good interior pass rusher, 12 sacks in the past 2 seasons, six in 2020, 6 in 2021. And then we've talked about Clowney a lot. I think he would help quite a bit. So if you had both these guys, I'm down. I think that'd be a nice little 1-2 punch. Dale Webb Jr., should the Chiefs sign Kwon Alexander or Justin Houston? If I had to pick one, man, it'd be kind of fun to bring Houston back. He doesn't have a ton left. Kwon Alexander, I mean, I guess he'd compete with Chenal for LB3. So I guess for cheap I'd be okay with that, but Houston's probably a bigger position of need, so I'd probably go that route. Mama G, what's more likely, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl or miss the playoffs entirely? Oh, this is a good question. For most teams, missing the playoffs is certainly the answer, but the Chiefs aren't most teams. Their, aspirations are to win a Super Bowl every year. So I'll let you guys decide. How about you guys decide? What is the more likely scenario? Type 1 for win the Super Bowl. Type 2 for miss the playoffs completely. The math probably says 2, but I'm going to say 1 because I still think the Chiefs have a good chance of winning a Super Bowl. Curious to see what Chiefs Kingdom thinks on this one. Bryce Garrett, will Mahomes stay for the next 10 years? I don't think he'll play with another franchise unless it's like at age 40 and the Chiefs want to move on. He wants to keep playing, but I think he's going to be here to stay. He's a lifer. He's got roots in Kansas City. He's invested in the Kansas City Royals, the Sporting Kansas City, lots of teams there. I don't see him going anywhere. Zach Klingler, best pass rush option still left now that Ingram is gone. I mean, obviously Clowney. Someone mentioned Justin Houston earlier. He's a name to monitor. Who's the guy? Is Trey Flowers still out there? I think he's still available. Say what? I think he is available after playing with the Detroit Lions. Didn't do much with them, but he is still available. So there's a few names. Clowney's the big one. There's not. It's a big drop-off after that, though. He's the guy to keep in mind. DeAndre Lumpkin, Chiefs haters in the chat. You better hope the Chiefs keep winning. You won't want to see them boys if they start picking high in the draft. If you're picking high in the draft, that means you're not winning, though. So it kind of goes both ways. But, yeah, hey, DeAndre, there's always haters. Got to drown them out. Kevin Gonzalez, prediction on Skyy Moore yards and TDs. I think I did this a couple weeks ago. You guys asked me. I think I said something like 50 to 60 catches, 7 to 800 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I think it'd be a great rookie season for Skyy Moore. Latin Assassin, hashtag Chiefs, and be sure to use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get your questions in on the show so we can answer as many as we can. We need D-line help. There's no other way around it. Karlaftis has a motor, but he only had 6.5 sacks in 2 years. He needs time still. Bring in a vet. Look, I want Clowney. What do you want me to say? I've been pretty consistent there. Hopefully the Chiefs make moves at defensive end and get more pass rushers. I'm with you. It's that position group is the biggest need on the roster at this point in time. Hopefully they address it because they need to. Hey, guys, if you want a shout-out, type me down in the comments for a shout-out. Because I can show you a way in just a second to get you guys a shout-out. But spam me down below if you want a shout-out here on the Chiefs Report. Another way to get a shout-out is this. If you super thanks, so those of you watching live, you can super chat, use that feature to donate into the show. But there's also a super thanks feature. You see on this photo, left to right, it's like, dislike, and a couple other ones. And then you see that little heart icon. That is super thanks. So if you click on that, you can donate a custom amount, anywhere from $1 to I think $100, if not more. Not that we expect you guys to all send in $100, but all donations are welcome. If you super thanks on one of our videos, we will give you guys a shout out on a future video because that's awesome, and we appreciate the Kingdom for doing just that. Raiders Report, they're killing it in the super thanks game. So if you want to catch up, that is a way to do it. It's a way to support the show by using the super thanks feature. Jay with the question, hashtag Chiefs, or you can super chat. Should we do the D-line like we did a couple of years ago? O-line a couple of years ago. Will you, like, reset it completely? Is that what you mean? Look, you need more. I know that. You look at the defensive line group. I like your starters. I would prefer Karlaftis to be kind of your fifth defensive lineman and go get a guy like Clowney or someone else. But you've got some decent depth in the interior. You got very little depth on the edge. Michael Dana is a guy who's played pretty well as a rotation guy, but beyond that, very much unproven. So, yeah, I think retooling this position does make a lot of sense. Couple more here. Continue to load your questions in. Carl Bailey, do you think Leo Chenal will have a chance to start? I think in base packages where 3 linebackers are on the field, he probably will start. He'll probably be that Sam linebacker, good enough athlete to cover. He can get downhill and lay the wood in the run game. I think he's your LB3 right now behind Nick Bolton and Willie Gay, so the answer is yes. Now, when they're in nickel and dime packages, I don't think Chenal will play as much, at least not as a rookie, but when they're in that base 4-3, yes, I do think he will be out on the field. Dale Webb Jr., should the Chiefs trade for Robert Quinn? This has been rumored out there some because the Bears would be open to trading him for a day 2 draft pick, second, third round pick. He had 18.5 sacks last year, so certainly he's a guy that could help this Chiefs defense. I'd be open to it if I was Kansas City. You need help on that pass rush, and Robert Quinn's a guy who could help you out. Are you going to a Chiefs game this year? I want to poll you guys and get a feel. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Will you be going to a Chiefs game this year? Doesn't matter if it's home, away, preseason, regular season, playoffs, if they make it. Does not matter. I just want to know if you are planning on going to a game this season. Adrian Gonzalez, should we trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and what could we get for him? Not much. 5th, 6th round pick probably. He's been injured a lot, and he hasn't been that explosive when he's played. So I don't think you would get a ton for him, to be quite honest. Subscribe if you hate the Raiders. If you hate the Raiders, hit the sub button, type FLV. You guys know what the F stands for. If you already are a subscriber, or after you sub, then type FLV, because then you are a subscriber here on the Chiefs Report. Appreciate all your questions on this mailbag. Be sure to DM me on Twitter at HGramNFL. If you have any more Chiefs questions, I'll get back to you guys just as soon as I can at HGramNFL. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Chiefs Report.